It was skipping and quitting and stuff, so we're gonna have to get that resurfaced. But they were only $5 each for these two games, so $10 for the two was an incredible deal. I could not pass that up, so that was really cool. All right. The next stall we went to, this was, a few rows down. We didn't find a whole lot the first round just because, that's when people are still setting up. But I was still happy to find this. Found a Super Mario Bros. 2 on NES, which was really cool to see. You hardly ever see good NES games down there. It's very clean now. It's a little dirty when I got it, but I cleaned it up and it looks really nice. But $10 was a really good deal for Mario 2. It's about a $20 game, I think. I'm pretty sure it is. So I could, I paid about half for it, you could say. So that's really cool. That was an awesome find. All right. And then Tyler saw a couple games at another stall, a couple doors down. These might have actually been before Mario 2, but, you'll still get to see them, so it doesn't really matter what order we got them in. But anyways, these were $4 each, and Tyler pulled both of these out, and I thought that was a really good deal.
So we got one PS2 game here, and that's NBA Street Volume 3. That one is 100% complete. And we got one Wii game here. This one is just disc, but that is Super Mario Galaxy.
And it is an official Wii case, so that's at least, pretty good. I mean, I like having extra cases, so that's cool. That's funny, we picked up 2 Super Mario Galaxies within like 8 days or whatever it was the last time we picked up the other one, but that was pretty cool. We hardly ever see it, and then you see it like, you look for something, then you don't see it for a long time, then you see it once, and then it just shows up a bunch. It's weird. But anyway, alright, next stall we went to. This was pretty cool. Very awesome finds. I saw this from actually the stall next to it, by the way. It was like, behind some like blankets and stuff. You couldn't really see it, but I went to the next stall because I wanted to get there before someone else saw the stuff. But these were $5 each, which was really, really cool. There was a younger kid there, said it was his older brothers back in the day. This kid was probably going to be 8 or 9. It was pretty cool. He was doing a deal for me. But these were $5 each, which I could not turn down. So first one here is Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt on NES. These are all NES games, by the way. Then we've got an Adventures of Lolo, the first one. It's got some, wear and tear to it, some torn corners and some top wear, but not too bad. And then the last one, I thought this was really cool. They actually had an NES there as well, and they wanted $50 for it, which is a little bit too much for me. I didn't ask them if all the games that they had for it were, with it or not for $50. I just didn't really, ask because I was afraid it was just going to be the NES. But this was in it, and they were willing to sell this separate, and that was Super Mario Bros. 3, which is a very good find, especially for $5, guys. I could not complain. That was really, really cool. They had a couple other games there, too. There was, Excite Bike was there. I didn't, I forgot to pick that one up. I was going to pick that one up, but then I, kind of just spaced it. And then there was a couple other ones, nothing too exciting. There was like, I think there was like John Elliott's quarterback and like, MLB or something. There wasn't anything. I got the majority of the good ones. Let's just put it that way. So, anyways, not too big a deal at all. I just got, a few more NES games. That was really cool. So $5 each, I could not complain. All right. What's next? What should we do next? Was it the
PS2 controllers?
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, he gave it off, so I'll just show him. We got 2 PS2 controllers here. Got an Oceanic blue one and a satin silver one there. Both work great. This one only has a broken L3 button. The joystick works, but the button's broken. But they both have rumble, which is cool. Those 2 were $5 for the pair, which I thought was a good deal. And now knowing that they work, that was a great deal. So that was really cool. And then there was a couple things that Tyler picked out from the same guy.
So we got one GameCube game here, and that is Spyro: A Hero's Tale.
It's player's choice, but whatever.
Complete.
Does have the precautions in there as well. I do already have that black label, so but I figured that was a good deal to still pick it up, just because it's a more popular GameCube title, so that was cool.
And then we got the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy for PS2. This was pretty much 100% complete, other than the San Andreas disc. It has all the maps and the posters and the manuals.
Yeah.
But yeah, there they are. They're pretty nice cases and stuff. It just doesn't have the San Andreas disc.
Yeah, we were looking. He was looking at, but I think he spaced it and forgot to look at the San Andreas one. We got home and we were bummed because we found out San Andreas wasn't in there. But anyways, the 2 controllers were $5, the Spyro was $5, and the Trilogy was $10. So $20 from that guy. That's not too bad. I know the San Andreas is missing, but still, it's not that big a deal. I'll probably hang on to that Trilogy set because I have a sealed one, but I'd like to have an open one too because I haven't come across one with the slip cover and everything. So that was definitely a cool find. So I was happy to see that stuff. So, All right, and then a couple more stalls down from that guy, Tyler found 3 Xbox games and a PS2 game. He'll go ahead and show those.
So the one PS2 game is Final Fantasy 12.
Greatest hits.
It is complete.
Crispy shape.
These are all in really nice shape.
Yeah, and then the 3, yeah, especially the Xbox games are really nice too.
This one was really exciting to see. Crash Bandicoot: The Wrath of Cortex. That one is 100% complete. Mad Dash Racing. That one is also complete. And the last Xbox game here is Spawn Armageddon.
Very cool.
And that one is also complete.
And the guy was asking originally $3 a piece on Xbox games and $2 for PS2 games, but he let all 4 of them go for $10. It was going to be 11, but he did 10. So very cool, very awesome guy. He was really nice with his stuff, so that was cool. All right, and then Tyler spotted this too. This was a few stalls away, and I'll show it because he wants me to show it. But he spotted this, and I was glad he did because this was a really, really cool deal. But we got here an NES. Very, very clean NES, guys. This has the original pin in it, and it feels brand new. Like the game, I put my copy of Mario Duck Hunt in it, played it first try. I didn't even have to do any wiggling. This console was very, very clean. I was really happy to see this. But there's the console, and then it came with 2 official Nintendo brand controllers. Very clean shape. A gray NES Zapper. Very clean. No power cord, but it did have an official RF switch, which is always good. Then this was cool to see in there too. I'll hang on to this because this is in like brand new shape. But we've got a power pad, which is really nice. Very, very clean. This was probably used maybe once. This kind of leads me to believe that this was a power set because it is a later numbered NES, and the games that came with it are pretty much from that era. So I'll go ahead and explain that. But it came with a really cool Mastering Nintendo Video Game Tips, Tricks, Strategies book by, who was it? Joshua and Judd Robbins. I think it's a father and son duo that made this book, which is really cool. Not worth a whole lot, but it's definitely a really, really cool book. It tells you all the little tricks about every game from '89 and, you know, previous to that. So you're not going to see like Flintstones or anything in here, but you're going to see, you know, like the first, you know, couple of Marios at least and stuff like that. So that was really cool. And then this was also thrown in there with that bucket. I thought this was really, really cool. I had never seen one before, but it's definitely a vintage because it's from 1978. It's a Mattel Electronics Football 2 handheld game. It's got that like little LCD screen and stuff up here, and it's basically just like a one-screen game. You know, it's really, really cool though. It takes a C battery, which I had to go dig for one to make sure it worked, and it does work. Sounds very low, but I'm sure that's probably just how it is. If not, it's still, you know, pretty cool to hear it a little bit. But this is like a $15, $20 piece, guys, which I didn't think it would be worth a whole lot, but it's actually really, really cool. Not only because of its value, but also just because I hadn't seen something like this from that era, from '78, to be a handheld like that. It's really cool. So that was definitely cool to see in there. And then there was 2 NES games. Both of these are going to be upgrades just by how mint and crispy the labels look on these. Very, very nice shape. First one here is a copy of Black Box Golf. Came with the dust sleeve. But just look at that label. I don't know if I can catch the shine or not. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. That is very, very nice. This other one's just like that. And that is Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt World Class Track Meet. And that'll probably upgrade one of mine too, because there is a variant for this, by the way. That's kind of weird, but Mario's overalls are switched if you look very closely on copies of this game. I don't even know how I noticed it when I first saw it, but anyway, that'll upgrade one of the 2. So very nice to see that. That was all $50 for that NES and the bundle of stuff, which is an awesome deal, especially how nice everything was. That was really, really cool, so I could not complain there. Alright, is this next then? I think that's next, isn't it? I think that came after the NES.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go ahead and show it. Alright, this was on second round still. We went and this one guy was finally set up, and we decided to go take a look at his stuff. He had a PS2 console laying out, but I wasn't going to ask him because I was afraid of how much he was going to ask for it. So I asked what was this next thing that was next to it, which I thought was even more unique. It definitely is. And it was, you know, sitting right next to the PS2, and I decided to ask for this one instead. But we have an Atari 2600 Light Sixer. You know, it's not the Heavy Sixer, unfortunately, but it is still the 6-switch light version of the Atari 2600. He had $25 on this, and I got him down to $20, which I was really happy to pay. I was mostly very excited to see the original TV box connected to it. So in that case, I could test the one I have already and this one, and they both work. And I hooked them up, you know, and I played games for a little while. I was having such a fun time. I had never played Atari, you know, just sitting down and playing it before, and I was having a blast, guys. This was really fun to play. You don't really think about it until you actually sit down and hold that joystick and actually play, because it's just really, really cool. You don't get to see this kind of stuff every day. And now I have 2 Atari 2600s, so that's really cool. I'm going to definitely hang on to that because it's a variant 6 switch, so very, very cool. I could not complain at finding that at all. I'll move that over there because it's kind of in the way of what's next. Anyway, what's next? Is it this stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. We went to another stall, and this guy had a couple of consoles that I was interested in because I need them to sell off some of the bonus double games that I've been getting and stuff. So, anyway, I'll go ahead and show that. What we've got here are, let's see if I can grab them both, 2 PS1 consoles here. Sorry, I'm kind of covering Tyler. But one is the first model, 1001 model, and then the other one is the 7501 model, which is much later. But they're both the fat PS1s. But both work. The first model one gave me a little bit of fits at first, but that was probably because I hadn't been playing in a long time. But then we've got 3 power cords here that came with. 2 that go to the fat one, and then we got a slim one there, which was a really cool bonus. That was exciting. Came with 1 AV cord. I have plenty of those, so I can just throw another one in there. And then only 1 controller, but it's official Sony brand. It's the dual analog DualShock one. And I've got a couple more of those around somewhere, so I can put those together. So he wanted $10 each, but I offered him $15 for the 2, and he gladly accepted that. One of the reasons tells me he's probably had them way too long and he just wants to get rid of them. He perked up a lot when I mentioned, hey, you got a PS1? He's like, yes, I do. You know, you kind of had that feeling that, you know, he was hoping for us to buy them just because he didn't want to see them anymore. But I'll definitely pick them up if they're that cheap, so that was really cool. And then there was 1 Super Nintendo game that I was interested in, and then Tyler will show that one.
And that's Dirt Tracks FX. This game was actually really fun. Played for a little bit, but yeah, it was actually really fun. It's kind of like, you know, Star Fox graphics, like Polygon.
Yeah, it's got that kind of style to it. It was really cool. But that was only $3. He was asking $4, but I got it for $3, so that was really cool. It's about a $10, $11 game, I think, so that was really cool. All right, and then on our way to the car, because we're running out of space in our bags, we stopped by this one booth that we bought DS lights from this guy last time. I don't know if you guys saw our last flea market video, but we picked up some DS lights from this guy. Anyways, he was still there. He was still kind of closing out his store. Anyways, we only saw one game that we're really interested in. It was only $5, and Tyler, go ahead and show that.
And that's Magical Tetris Challenge, complete in box for the Game Boy Color.
Which is really, really cool. It's only missing the cardboard tray for the cartridge, but that's not that big a deal. It's got a really little piece of, you know, literature in the manual and everything. But
yeah, it's just a little bit crushed, but it's not too bad.
It's not too bad at all. It's a complete in box Game Boy Color game. It's about a $20, $25 game complete in the box. So for $5, I was not complaining at all. So that was really, really cool. And then after we unloaded the stuff at the car, then we went back on our, you know, final part of the second round. We didn't go on a third round because we were getting really tired and it was getting really, really hot. It was probably like 95 at this time. And I only spent $5 more on the rest of our trip. But Tyler, go ahead and show this one NES game that we picked up from a reseller's booth. It was their cheapest NES game they had, and it was only $3. But Tyler, go ahead and show it.
And that is a 5-screw and soccer. Black box.
Yeah, the black box soccer. It's pretty hard to find. It's really cool to see it because I hardly ever see it anywhere. So that was definitely one to pick up because that was just a unique find because you don't see it all the time. But I definitely don't have it, so that'll definitely go in the collection. And then the last find of the day, it was right on the last row, almost the last stall too. I saw it last second. Tyler didn't even see it. And it's actually really baffling to see how much this thing is worth. It's like a $12 to $15 toy. And that is a Donkey Kong monster truck, wind-up truck toy here. And this is an actual monster truck in real life, guys, which is really, really cool. If you guys ever like watching monster truck stuff, this is definitely one of the ones I love seeing, you know, crushing over cars and stuff. But anyways, very cool to see that and pick that up for $2. I could not complain. So, alright guys, that is going to do it for this video. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, telling your friends. Really helps us out. We really love seeing you guys coming back each week, seeing what we get and showing you guys. It's just a really awesome feeling. And anyways, happy gaming guys, and we'll see you next time. See you later guys. Take care.
Bye guys.